And the same example that Brett was showing is a telco customer churn data set that is publicly available. So I have actually input that data set here. And what I'm doing is, so the way you do that is you start a flow in Akkio. The first step is start a flow. And you say, okay, I want to input data. You can pull the data from any of our other existing data sets, or you can say, I'm going to take it from a table, and you input that, upload the table instead. Now I already have done that, which is at just a 2 minutes process of uploading that. Okay, so go online, find telco customer churn, like from Google, and you will find this data set. It's a CSV file. Download it to your computer. At this stage where it says table, you can say upload data set and just find that. I've done that, so the table is here. So I'm just saving a few more minutes of you watching it loading, right? It has 7,000 rows, and this is what he was using, Brett was using, and it has and it's saved the protected the privacy of the user, so their customer ID, so we don't know who they are, but it has all this information about their demographics and how long they've been with the company, what kind of services are they using, have they used support, tech support, that could be an important factor. And then there is a column which, and then how much money they pay, whether they pay by credit card or whatever. And then has this customer churned, yes or no. So we need the model to know two classes: people who churn, people who didn't churn. So that's how you group the data. So it has to have data of users who churned. If you just had your current customers who are happy with you and staying with you and all information, you can never build a model, because you need to have information of when they churn. Okay, so now we have the data set. We add the next step, and what do? We want to run a prediction. And this is where, if you do the problem statement and arrive at this, then it will say what all columns are we using. So in this case, I'm just saying these are all the columns I'm going to use. Tech support is a big one for me. And I'm going to look for churn. So I'm saying it's doing this, and it's done. Oh, I did not create the predict model, sorry guys. Okay, and do that, and then I say create the model, and it doesn't ask me anything. In 10 seconds, it will build the model, which means it is taking all this data, the 7,000 rows, and it takes only the columns that we've selected, and it is going to keep 20% of it aside for validation, take 80%, and then run 5 to 7 classification models and get the pipeline of what it looks like, what Brett was showing you, with what is the area under the curve and all that stuff. It's not going to show anything. It just says, voila, the model has been created. You can go and see a detailed model report. This Akkio is free to try. Every time you sign up, I believe you can just sign and upload data, play with this, do what I did. And then remember, we learned about the AI confusion matrix, which is true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. So they took the validation data and tested it out, and this is what they arrived at for various genders, for all the different columns. They have tested that out. And so here's a sample prediction, and it shows that. And then they're done. So now if you want to use the model, then you go to the third step, and then you say, I want to add a third step. Now I want it to be available as a web app. I want it to be a Zapier that connects to some other system. Zapier just connects two things. It's one of those no-code platform connectors. Or it can be available as an API, or you want to output the data back and put it inside Salesforce or Snowflake. So I want to pause. This is what Akkio is doing, and you can play with Akkio and try it out.